Hey team, there's a really cool story coming from Gaston, and I have to share it with y'all. There's these two guys, they've been friends for a very long time, and God is doing something special in both of their lives, and I'm excited to tell y'all about it.
He was my best friend, and I just my best friend's in the hospital, so I was very scared, and I wanted to know what was happening.
They called Caden's parents. We're like, hey, we'll stop waking up. We're kind of scared.
When you look at the Spina-Bifida book and you're reading it, you see all the things that can happen. Seizures not in the book. He had a seizure in 2016, and it was traumatic. He had 3 seizures, 5 minutes apart, all right there the same day. He was in a comatose state for 9 days. We said, we know Caden will get him up.
When I first met him, I don't know what it was, but he was such a cool person, and I guess, I don't really know.
When him and Caden got together, they just bonded quickly.
It was like instant best friends. Caden immediately became like, I love this kid. Like, this is the coolest kid. And of course, Luke was like, I love this kid. Like, this kid is looking at me as a kid. And he came to the hospital, and all of a sudden, Luke's awake. Caden's like goofing off, playing with him, getting him up. Luke's wide awake. The nurse comes in and was like, what is going on?
One way I know God is using me, it was that hospital day Caden came. And that moment, that's when I knew God was using me. Oh goodness, now I'm tearing up like that.
It just means something special to you, right?
Yeah.
Everything that you went through and your friendship with Caden, it's really important to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know.
Zoom forward a few years later, I went to the first youth night, had an amazing time, and then Dylan says, invite a friend.
I was actually talking to our youth about, hey, y'all are not too young to change the world. And one of the ways that you can change the world is by inviting your friends to youth night.
I text Caden. I was like, yo, hey, I got a small group I want you to come to. He's like, all right, let's go. He's basically up for anything I do.
I was wondering about, I didn't know what I believed in, and so I was, really wanting to try to figure that out and actually explore it. And so when they asked me and he asked me, I was like, this is like, I guess, a sign, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go.
I was wondering now, I said, is this gonna take with him or not?
So he was very consistent with youth nights, talking about the curriculum, opening up his Bible, and just being able to learn what God has for him.
And so I just kept on going. I just kept on asking questions.
It's like I said, just invite him, get him there, and let God do the rest. He showed up, and God handled it.
We were in the car, and I was like, can we do it? And they said, yeah.
He was riding back with Luke and Luke's parents. And after a few more questions, he said, you know what? Okay, I'm ready to give my life to Christ.
And they say amen, and then we were all jumping around the room, and Mom texts Dylan.
As I'm heading to the bus, I get a call from Luke's mom, and Luke says, guess who just gave their life to Christ?
And then he's like, who? Now I turn the phone to Caden, and then he's like, Caden, what? How do you feel?
I do not think that I would be here if it was not for Luke. My family does not go to church, and so I started going to church with them to Vacation Bible School. And so if I did not meet them at all, I would definitely not be where I am now. That night I got saved, And like Luke likes to say, it's
He
I saved
my
his life.
And I
and he
saved
saved
his
mine.
life spiritually. So yeah. That's basically how it happened.
Come on, somebody ought to rejoice. Come on, that's a reason to give God some praise in this room. Come on, can we just take about 10 seconds and make this room look like heaven? Because when somebody gives their life to Christ, all of heaven begins to rejoice. Come on, there's freedom in the room. Father, we bless your name. Come on, let's sing this. And I feel you hovering and over this heart. Come on, sing it. You're doing a new thing, and in this over this moment, yeah, yeah. Sing it again. I feel you hovering. He's in the room, yeah, yeah. And heaven is over there. Over this moment. He's in this room, yeah. Move, yeah. And however you want. Come on, say it. You can have your way. Give you space. Come on, everybody, sing it. When you move, however, Jesus, however you want to, you can have your way. We give you space, 'cause there's nothing like it. You can have your way. We give you space, 'cause there's nothing like it. You can have your way. We give you space. 'Cause there's nothing like. Come on, one more time, give it to Jesus. You can have your way. We give you space. 'Cause there's nothing like it. So come and move. Come on, if you're grateful for the presence of Jesus, lift up a shout of praise in the room tonight.